What's up YouTube, BigSweetC here with my first of probably many Final Fantasy VII Remake videos. As you know, I've been taking a rather cautious view of the upcoming Final Fantasy VII Remake for PlayStation 4. Not so much because of spoilers, it's kinda hard to spoil the game you know better than you know third grade math, but more so because of the hype train ruining what could have been a fantastic game, confusing it with a great game. The hype train is the worst. Nothing has ruined a game, a movie, an album for me more than the hype train. Puts the product on a pedestal, gives you false hopes about what you're really buying into. Marketing 101. So needless to say, I usually stay away from trailers and interviews and such, but in case of a demo, choo-choo, I'm all aboard. I've played this demo a few times through before writing this op-ed, and I can honestly say I think it's worth the pre-order. It feels like a whole new game. The story, obviously, is pretty similar. You play as Cloud and Barret through the first chapter of the game, breaking into the Mako Reactor number 1, setting the bomb, and escaping the reactor. Spoiler alert. But the way the story carries out feels so different. You're literally inside the reactor, not above it like in the old top-down classic. You interact with the environment and the other characters involved. You have a new dialogue with Jesse as you move through the security rooms. You can smash boxes to find items and recover. When the enemies are perched on rooftops, the surrounding areas become different battlefields. It's just a completely different game than the original. There's clearly going to be more story, as seen by the cutscene of Heidegger and President Rufus watching AVALANCHE as they storm the reactor. But also, notice the last bit of Heidegger's dialogue where he talks about an attempt on the President's life. Then later on, both Jesse and Barret ask Cloud about his relationship with Tifa. So there's going to be more going on than the original, and I cannot wait to see what else unfolds. The battle system, though, seems to be what everyone is talking about. It is super fast-paced compared to the traditional RPGs, but nothing really new in terms of the Final Fantasy series. Like 15, there are no battlefields. Everything takes place in real time, which is actually much more immersive in my mind, and as I mentioned earlier, makes the environment as much a part of the fight as the bad guys. When you come across security cameras, you have to look up to shoot at them. Sounds simple enough, but it's never really been done that way before. There's also more to it. Each character has abilities and spells. I'm assuming the spells are from equipped materia that you see on both Cloud and Barret's weapons, but the abilities seem to be character-based, almost as if they have their own innate command materia. It begs the question if yellow materia will even be in the game. The only flavors we can confirm are green and purple, which we see in the demo, and red, the summon materia, which we only know of because of the pre-order DLC. Now I'm guessing the command materia will be in the game, but it does make you wonder. The other thing to consider, we haven't gotten to the overworld map yet. We probably won't in this particular game. From what I understand, it's going to be just a little bit past Midgar. But even if we go a little past Midgar, say Calm, you still have to see the overworld map. But because we don't know what's going on with it yet, we can only speculate if there will be random encounters later in the game, or if everything is going to be this cutscene, Life is Strange-esque cinematic movie. Now the kicker that seems to be getting everyone's panties in a bunch is the ATB gauge. Because you can attack basically whenever, you almost forget that there is a gauge. The ATB gauge allows you to perform your abilities, cast spells, or even use items. The amount of gauge cost per use is highlighted below the action. The fastest way to increase your ATB gauge is to hit enemies and defend against attacks. The little blue bar lights up when you have a full gauge, letting you know when you can perform an action. Finally, there's also limit breaks, a Final Fantasy staple. When you've received enough damage, or done enough of your own, you can do an extra special attack, only available when your limit gauge is full. The only time the option shows up is when you can perform one, so I don't think that's too confusing. You just have to remember to use it when available. What I can see being a bit convoluted for players, specifically beginning players, is the boss fight. There's a lot going on with the tail gun and the EMP area of effect attack, but it's really pretty straightforward if you pay a little attention. Cloud tells you what to do. It's a bit hard to hear, but just like in the original, as the battle plays out and your characters develop ideas on how to fight the enemy, characters will call out weak points. Just relax, learn the mechanics. The game is not meant to be easy. It's not a rush through this type of game. It's a modern RPG where you learn as you go, and I, for one, think it has the potential to be Square's best battle system yet. And remember, you can always pause the game if you need to. Hit the action button. All time stops, let you breathe, and decide your next move. You'll get through it. Overall, I'm extremely excited for this game. It's all I could have asked for, with the potential for even more. If it wasn't a PS4 exclusive, I might even say it could contend for bestseller, but I don't know if I'd go that far, especially considering RPGs aren't the most popular genre. But it does, I think, end up with a few, if not a bunch, of Game of the Year noms, all from what I consider a highly polished demo. If the rest of the game is as good, it will easily be worth the purchase price. Speaking of, there are a few different ways to buy this game. After playing the demo one time, I immediately went to the PlayStation Store and pre-ordered the Digital Deluxe Edition for the 2 bonus summon materia, Carbuncle and Cactuar. You get the Choco Chick DLC with every pre-order. There's also a Deluxe Ultimate Super Edition that comes with an art book, soundtrack, bag, and lifelike figure of Cloud and his bike for $330. Now, I'm a gamer, but not a fanboy. And while Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game, I can never justify that price. See Fallout 76 for details. A bunch of retailers like Best Buy and GameStop have also added bonus stuff too for buying from them, but a $10 gift card is another unnecessary addition. I would rather have the extra summon materia. Whatever you decide to do though, I do highly recommend checking this demo out. If you are a fan of RPGs, or a fan of the original, in my honest opinion, this game has the potential to revolutionize the genre for a second time. Plus the demo is free, so check it out. Either way, that's going to do it for me. Be sure to hit that sub button and notification bell here on YouTube so you're prepared for plenty of Final Fantasy VII Remake videos when the game officially releases on April 10th. Then head on over to Twitch and hit that follow button and notification bell as well, so you get alerted when I go live with the same game. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, and from me, BigSweetC, to YouTube, that's you. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day you might be watching. Have a wonderful watching time. Sweetness, signing off. Peace.